Sorry, here's the sound. Okay, my bad. Roosters and Storm. Roosters and Knights. I made that mistake whilst it was muted, and then I said the same thing again. Roosters and Knights. We still got half an hour till the game starts, but as I said before, I'm happy to sit around and chat whatever. Chat rugby league, chat life. You can ask me questions if you want to know the 3 numbers on the back of my credit card. If you want to know the password to my MyGov account or my mother's maiden name, feel free. Aussie Edits, good to see you back in the chat. I can't remember. I was saying something before. I kind of lost my train of thought. But yes, half an hour until we get into the game and know who our second NRLW grand finalist is going to be. Danny's social security number reveal. I'll get to a certain subscriber milestone, maybe 2.5k subs, and I'll reveal the social security number. Arlo's back. Good to see you back again, my friend. But yeah, I'm just looking to kind of chill for this this next half hour, hang out with you guys. Address reveal. Well, this is the good thing about me. I got 2 addresses. I move around, so I can milk that for twice as much as it's worth. Arlo, long live the Newcastle Knights. Yeah, you'll be very biased, I think, in this one. JRP, what would you do if you ran the Super League, NRL and IRL? Jeez, that's a hell of a question. That's a big one. Look, in terms of, I mean, that I assume you're asking from a very big picture point of view, since you've asked all 3. I'm gonna say that specific things I would change. A consistent international calendar. I'd be looking to invest particularly on these grassroots countries and like nurturing their development, because really the amount of money you'd be talking about, even for all the countries in total, it's so little to help develop them. They're so small scale at the moment that tiny little operational costs make the absolute world of difference. So I'd say that I'm not so much a fan of this interconnectedness between the Super League and the NRL. The NRL looking to buy the Super League and use it as like a feeder competition. I think that's a bit disrespectful to the Super League's rich history, but regardless, and that's the way I'd have that. And then particularly NRL, as I was saying yesterday on our stream, right? They're boasting record profits right now, and they've been doing so for a long time. They're all like, Peter V'landys is wearing that as like a point of pride that he's been able to do that. But if I was in charge of the NRL, I would right now, with all that money sitting there, be so public about what I'm doing with that money. Because if they were, say, investing it into grassroots rugby league, I'd be singing that from the hills, because it would just be good publicity. It would be brilliant publicity. It would be good media attention. And the fact that we don't know what they're doing with that money is a bit of a concern to me. It makes you think that it is just sitting there, you know? So I definitely want to increase that transparency. Aussie Edit, since we know who's in the GF now, what would be your score prediction for that game? Well, yeah, as I've mentioned, it depends on Nelson playing. Literally, I think if Nelson plays, Melbourne will win, and I think if Nelson doesn't play, Penrith will win. We have to assume that Nelson isn't going to play, so I guess I'd go Panthers, and I'd be looking 22-16. Clip it up, screen record that, make it into a short. Leaguie thinks it will be Panthers 22, Storm 16 if Nelson does not play. Chris has 2 little puppies ran away. I'm so sorry. I mean, I hope they didn't run away from like your home. I hope they ran away from you in the living room. Please clarify. Caleb says fave team reveal. Come on, bro. You've been around here long enough to know that ain't happening anytime soon. And Tiger, I am so not answering that. Caleb, I'm now going to take a lot of time to do the Nürburgring race. Yeah, that's a long lap. What car are you doing it in? And yes, keep the Super League as it is at the moment. Tiger Walker says, do you drink Canberra milk? Now, I'm a bit of a long story, but my younger brother grew up with lactose intolerance, so we had a lot of soy milk in the home as I was a kid, and I just kind of like soy milk, to be honest. I'm a big fan of soy milk, so yeah, but I do drink Leaguie brand green cordial, so that's on brand, I suppose. Green enough. Krishan, Leaguie, they ran away from me because I gave them a bath. Okay, fair enough. At least, they're still in the home. They're not missing. But, yeah, dog's never a fan of that. Buggy, what team do you support? Can't reveal that one. It's a state secret. Literally, honestly, right now, if I were to reveal it, we'd actually have Russian spies come in and assassinate me. They'd poison me. I'd get the Novichok, I think it's called, that transparent poison that they assassinated. That political, who was the other political leader? Alexei Navalny. Yeah, it's Putin's go-to. I think I'd be killed with Novichok if I ever revealed what team I support. Tiger Walker, what's your bro's name? So that's yeah, he does very specific questions. See, I fear it, because eventually the more little things I give away, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's not a big deal if I just give away this little thing. Eventually, you add it all up, notch it all down, piece it all together, and there'll be a massive case of identity fraud here. So yeah, I think I should be keeping some things close to my chest. Buggy says he'll find out what team I support. Well, feel free, do some digging. Look, here's the thing, right? When I was younger, pre-Leaguie, I was super known. I said, well, maybe not known, but I was not shy at all to reveal what team I supported. Any of my social media would have been pretty clear. So I've cleaned all that up pretty much since then. So it'll be very, very hard to find out. But you put things on the internet and they can stay there. So who knows? JRP, you were promised SJ by SJ's nephew. Yeah, I don't know if that guy that was saying is SJ's nephew's here in the chat now. I'm trying to remember his name, but if I'm honest, I was kind of skeptical a little bit, because he was I think at one time he was like, oh yeah, I've remembered I'm also Dylan Brown's cousin, which is, I don't know if it had the ring of truth, but regardless, yeah, I never heard from him, so from the nephew, so yeah. Arlo says, do you like the new profile pic? It's Tamika Upton to support the girls today. That's good stuff. Yeah, bro, Tamika Upton is so impressive in her play. I mean, reigning Dally M winner for the NRLW. So definitely good that you're supporting her. My favorite Knight personally is Jessie Southwell, who's still 19 years old, I think. She is such a talented halfback. She's so good. And yeah, I mean, while Tamika's definitely the superstar, Southwell's the one that enables that to happen. Krishan says, Leaguie, do I still have to get you free orange juice? Hey, you don't have to get me anything, but if you want to know what team I support, you'd maybe get an exclusive there at the grand final. We'll see. Krishan says, Leaguie, actually related to Dylan Brown. No. Sorry. I'm talking about this guy who hasn't been in one of my streams for a while, but used to be around here, and he claimed to be SJ's nephew, and then he was like, oh, I just remembered I'm Dylan Brown's cousin, and I was a little skeptical. I am not Dylan Brown's cousin, to be abundantly clear. I'm not related to any NRL players, but that guy was saying that he was. Arlo's son, yes, Sharks did win 14-0. It is up Cronulla for this grand final. Buggy says it's the Rabbitohs. Well, I won't say yes and I won't say no, because that would then just give away unnecessary information. But you can keep guessing. You can go through all 17 teams, and then once I say no to all of them, we can go through Newtown Jets, North Sydney Bears, North Devils, East Tigers. Keep going. Tiger Walker, Leaguie, have you emptied your dishwasher today? There's a question. I haven't emptied my dishwasher, but it's only because I don't use my dishwasher. I just hand wash things. It seems to just be more efficient. I live in a share house, right? I just like not leaving, you know, the mess for the others to deal with. Danny, I showed my friend the Toby suspension and he said he should be out for 10 weeks. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, he definitely rightfully is suspended, but he's now going to miss the game in Vegas, which is like, it's such a big punishment, you know, for a player to do. Like, yeah, he definitely shouldn't have done it, and he would have known that it would carry a suspension, but that's a huge like punishment that he's getting. He now won't be able to say that he played in Las Vegas. Like, I think he'd be just devastated today. Poor Toby Rudolph. Arla says, I wish it was a close game last game. I mean, it was. Like, for the vast majority of the game, it was 6-0. Then only it got out to 10-0. And even 14-0. Like, the Broncos being the highest scoring team in the competition, that was always going to be surmountable. So it was close. It was close. Buggy says, Leaguie, are you going to the grand final? I sure am, yes. So if you see me there, say hi. I'll be wearing this. Aussie Edits, I'm a happy chap today. Good win last night. Yes, well, you should be. It was a good win. Cronulla really hung in there against Panthers. So if I was a Cronulla fan, I'd be proud. But Penrith, in the end, were... like, the class rose to the top, you know. Just looking here at the Roosters, they've announced the Roosters team officially. Taryn Aitken does come back into the side to play halfback, and Jess Surges comes onto the bench. So there we go. There we go. That's a big moment. Parker and Aitken coming back in. Sorry, not Parker and Aitken. Surges and Aitken coming back into the side. How Surges is going to work off the bench, I'm not too sure. But they've got Bridie Parker on the wing. Potentially Surges will come in and replace one of the outside backs. I'll get to Tiger Walker in a sec. Krishan says, League, guess what? Dylan Brown's my uncle. I'm realizing now, maybe I wasn't thinking of you. I was definitely thinking of another guy, but maybe the other guy also claimed to be related to Dylan Brown or whatever. But I do remember you saying that. And for the record, yeah, I like definitely don't doubt that whatsoever. Tiger Walker says, Leaguey, what's your least favorite flavor of ice cream? Let me think. I'm not a kind of pistachio kind of man. Pistachio's a bit, yeah. But it's very hard to go wrong with ice cream. So, for sure. The Roosters coach is just talking now about those two players, Aitken and Surges, coming back into the team. For the record, I think Taryn Aitken is the best women's player in the world, by the way. Just saying. So that's a very big in. JR Pete, speaking of Newtown wants to merge with Ipswich, but I'd rather see them with Adelaide. Thoughts? I was kind of a fan of them merging with the Western Australia bid, but only from the perspective that it just would have been kind of funny. The amount of time that team is going to be spending on planes if they were called the Jets. It would just be kind of funny. But yeah, I backed them merging with Ipswich just because you've got the Ipswich Jets. It kind of makes sense, the synergy there. But I would rather probably have an Adelaide team than another Brisbane team. Although I don't mind too much between those two. And seeing the Jets come back, I love the Jets branding. I think it would be cool. Buggy, Tigers fan. God, there's so many Tigers fans in my chat. That's good. The first video I ever made was about the Tigers, so maybe that's why. But Panthers deserve a 4-peat. Well, you don't deserve anything until you show up on grand final day, but I think Melbourne have been the dominant team this season, so from that perspective, Melbourne deserve to win the comp. But Panthers will be deserving winners if they can perform on grand final day, no doubt about it. Arlo's son says, did Ivan Cleary get fined for what he said about the obstruction call? Not to my knowledge. I'm not too sure. Tiger Walker says, mine is mustard. Mustard ice cream? Bro, what ice cream are you eating? Where are you getting this godforsaken ice cream? That is a crime against all culinary conditions. My god, mustard flavor. If I knew mustard was an option, of course I'm saying that. Oh god, Aussie edits, Leaguie, who's your fave person in the stream or top 5, bro? I'm not choosing between my favorite kids. Also, like, because that's what it would be like. Also, if I picked only 5 of you, then the rest of you will just leave immediately, and I only have 5 viewers left. Caleb, I'm finally finished after a grueling 8 minutes, 41.29 seconds. Yeah, that's a long lap. But yeah, what car did you do it in? I'm curious. Tiger Walker, Leaguie, what shirt size are you? Large, if you must know. Oh, here we go. Yeah, he drove with a Hyundai N25 VGT. Fair enough. Yes, I think I know that car. I'm not too familiar. Danny, also that friend was a Sharkies fan. Cool. Krishan, it says, Leaguie, my favorite ice cream flavor is chocolate. Chocolate is up and down. It can be very good. It can be very bad. But I'm definitely a fan of it most of the time. Tiger says, I got it from Aldi. Ain't no way Aldi sells mustard flavored ice cream. What on earth is that? I feel uncomfortable just knowing that that exists in this reality, that I live in the same world as a mustard ice cream. That's vile. Cookies and cream is elite, Caleb. I 100% agree. Ozzy says, okay, top 12 then top 9. Yeah, no, I can't answer that. Buggy, best game of 2024. For me, it was round 1, Melbourne and Panthers. That was a hell of a game. That was a really good game. To be honest, the one that comes to my mind was only a couple of weeks after in Melbourne between the Storm and the Broncos. That was kind of before we knew that the Broncos weren't very good, and it was such a competitive game. That was so up and down. I loved that game. I know Ezra Mam took an intercept, I think, from my memory. That was just a really cool game. So, Danny says, Tigers to make grand final 20 years later. Oh, I've got no doubt they'll make a grand final within that time. Tiger says, that chicken wing ice cream, what? Oh, camera's gone. It'll come back in a moment. What on earth? Chicken wing? Bruv, what are you talking about? I believe you, but okay, what are they smoking over there at Aldi? As we now see the Knights team, Taylor Predabon comes into the front row in what looks like the only change. McEwen is on the bench there. So a couple of ins for the Knights, but not quite on the scale of Taron Aiken coming back in for the Roosters and Jess Surges on the bench. Ozzy says, my fave was Para versus Dragons 44-40. That was a cool game, and the comeback at the end was very cool, but in my opinion, call me a traditionalist, I just don't think that rugby league should be ending 44-40. That's an absolutely outrageous scoreline. Arlo says, I call cap on the ice cream flavors, I assume. Krishan, Leaguie, I'm bringing freeze-dried candy with me to the grand final. Well, look, I mean, if you don't want to get me an orange juice, give me some freeze-dried candy. I'd be happy with that. Be careful though. They don't let you bring in commercial food to the ground, so you'd have to package it in a way that makes it look like you made it, pretty much. Buggy, Tigers to make finals in 2026. That's not outside the realms of possibility at all. It would be maybe on the slightly more optimistic end of things, but a decent chance. If I'd say there's maybe a 30% chance of that happening if I was asked to say it. Cowboys versus Bulldogs round 20 is the best game for Caleb. That was a good one. When I saw Cowboys versus Bulldogs, I thought of that one that they played at Accor Stadium, which was absolute destruction. But yeah, no, that's not the one you meant. Danny says, Galvin re-signs on a 10-year deal. Trust. I'd love that to happen. That would be very cool for the Tigers. And Tiger with the unbiased call of Tigers versus Sharks round 3 being the best game. Like I say, people eat kiwi pizza. That's fair. Look, people do some absolutely absurd things, but I'd rather eat pizza with the kiwi fruit on it than mustard ice cream. That's absurd. Buggy says, actually, never mind. Best game was Bulldogs versus Para on King's birthday. That was a good one. The crowd was unreal for that one. So from an atmosphere perspective, definitely agree. Arlo, look it up, Leaguie. It's not as weird as you think, the chicken wing ice cream. I kind of can't, just because of all the streaming I've got on. Let me have a go. Okay, chicken See, I mean, I'd have to know how it tastes. I live somewhat near an Aldi. I'm almost like too curious. Like I want to try it, just because of how bizarre it seems. Oh my god! Here it is, Perry's ice cream chicken wing. What? What on earth? This is unsettling. Oh, it's like, it even looks like fried chicken. Here, I'll look up mustard ice cream because Tiger Walker mentioned that earlier. Mustard ice cream. Oh my days. Oh no. Tomato sauce ice cream. Look, okay. Tiger. Listen here, buddy. Tomato sauce is objectively the best sauce, but tomato sauce ice cream, what on earth? No. No. Aussie Edits will be back in 30 minutes. See you later. Kayla says some people eat watermelon with mustard. Some people don't deserve to call themselves people, because that is just inhuman. I'm sorry, if you eat watermelon with mustard, all culinary opinions that you hold are rendered immediately invalid, because clearly your taste buds died with your soul long ago. That's just my opinion. You came here for rugby league content and instead you get philosophical content on taste buds. Danny, my fave game was Tigers versus Cows. I liked it just because it shows that we could be a resilient team. Despite losing, I was very proud of the boys that game. Yeah, there were a lot of points this year for the Tigers where I kept saying, in fact I said it in the video that I made about them and why their season was pretty good. They competed in games, even though they would lose. It was very rare that they'd go into a game and not compete, and that's something that we didn't see the Tigers do in the 2 years before that. So it was such a step forward for the Tigers. I know they got the spoon. I know for Tigers fans, it's a little tough to swallow that pill, but anyway. And Tiger Walker, I'm fully convinced now, is just making up crap. So yeah, not buying that whatsoever. Don't buy it, Caleb. He's pulling your chain. Jesus, 4:06. Game kicks off in 10 minutes. This is flying by. So Allianz Stadium, the venue for this game, very much in contrast to what we saw before at Totally Workwear. We're now seeing this at a big ground, but it does make sense because the Roosters don't really have another spot to play in as such. So I'm curious as to what the crowd is going to be. The venue is going to look empty. It's going to sound empty, definitely. But I know one thing that the Roosters do for some reason with their home games, they'll put, with the NRLW, they'll put all the crowd on the side that is where the camera is. So we don't see the crowd. Right? And it doesn't seem to make sense. Surely you should put all the crowd on the opposite side to the camera so it looks like there's more people in the ground. Regardless. And Kale says durian ice cream is the best. I'm sure that smells fantastic. And Tiger's beans ice cream. Bro, you're chatting honk. I'm so confident you're just chatting honk right now. You're full of it. You're full of it, Tiger. Yeah, Buggy looked it up and it's fake. Good on you, Buggy. Maybe Buggy should be the mod. I'll revoke Tiger's mod privileges if he keeps hitting us with this misinformation. Nova, oh, have you been in a stream before, Nova? So I might not be remembering you. I know you comment on my videos a lot, so it's good to see you in a stream, my friend. Pretty sure Langlands Park was sold out. Is that the Totally Workwear Stadium? I think it might be. And yeah, I mean, it wouldn't shock me at all if that was sold out. I mean, it's a little venue, but they do like their Broncos up there. Arla says Allianz Stadium is the best stadium I've been to. Yeah, I wouldn't argue against that for sure. I really like Suncorp. I really like Amy Park that I've been to as well. But yes, Allianz is very good, as it should be. It's a brand new stadium, and when it's full, it's humming. Caleb, rubber ice cream, bruv. No, ain't no way. And Nova, yeah, this is my first stream lol, and yeah, it's totally well. Good to have you here, Nova. I'm glad. I'm very happy to see you here. I always appreciate your comments on the videos. You're a Brisbane resident as well, from my memory. I can't remember if you go for Dolphins or Broncos, but obviously we've just seen the Broncos miss out on the grand final. So my condolences if you do support the Bronx, but good to have you here nonetheless. And don't worry, Tiger, I won't take you mud. Just teasing you, just playing with you. Krishan's back. Bro, don't apologize. You come and go as you please. Nova says he supports Brisbane. Yeah, I'm sorry. I expected Brisbane would make the grand final. They've probably been the best team all year. But it was always going to depend on whether the start of season Sharks showed up or the end of season Sharks. And it was well and truly the start of season Sharks. I was so surprised at the way in which they were dominant in that game. So, good stuff. Good stuff. So, as I sort of did at the start of the last game, just in case some of you guys don't follow the NRLW super closely, I'll give you a bit of context. Newcastle are the two-time defending premiers, right? So very much come into this game full of expectation. The Roosters, in contrast, in recent history, they've won a premiership. Last year, they were so dominant throughout the course of the regular season. They were looking by far and away the best team. And then week 1 of the finals, they played against the Gold Coast Titans at home, who they were favoured to quite comfortably beat. And they didn't. They failed. Same thing the year before. Roosters were the dominant team all year and lost to, I believe it was the Parramatta Eels in the preliminary final. So they're here again now, being a dominant team throughout the course of the season. They've been very hit by injuries, mind you. But looking to finally get the hoodoo off the back and make the grand final. If they lose this and go out in the preliminary finals 3 years in a row, after being dominant in the regular season 3 years in a row, it's a huge concern for them. So pressure, heaps of pressure on both teams in this game. It's going to be like this to me is the bigger one. This to me is the more intriguing contest between the two NRLW games that we'll see today. Tiger, what shoe size are you? I don't even know what shoe size I am. I just go to the shoe shop and try on some shoes until they fit. I can't remember. Moody Horsey, hey Leaguie, been loving the watch-alongs. I'm glad. I love them too. Truly, like, when I started this YouTube channel, live streams were not even on my radar. And then I just kind of thought one day, hey, why not? I'll give it a go. And it's been so fun. So fun. Back in the early days, we had heaps of technical problems and all that, but we've been pretty good so far. So it's been good. Arlo, the Dumb Young Rip t-shirt is the best ice cream. I'll tell you what. I'm known among my I guess friendship circles for being an NRL guy, right? Obviously. If you call yourself the Leaguie, I think you're gonna have to be that. And the number of messages I got that day from particularly my female friends being like, oh my god, I'm in love. Bro, I'm a straight male and even I fell in love with Dom Young on that night. If you guys are, in the live stream, you would have probably watched my video where I interviewed the Roosters and I asked him about it and he said, he didn't really know what was going on at the time, but he hasn't heard the end of it since, which doesn't shock me whatsoever. It was a hell of a photo. Moody Horsey's going for the Knights. Yeah, fair enough. I can't remember yesterday if you mentioned who you support, but are you a Knights supporter generally? Obviously, Arlo is a Knights supporter. Put in the chat, actually. Everyone who's here, put in the chat which team you're going for between these two. Do we have any Knights love? Do we have any Rooster love? Kev says Lee's a Roosters fan. On what basis? Microphone just fell. Sorry, if any of you guys were wearing headphones, I fear I might have just obliterated you. My bad. Knights, Roosters. Yeah, I've been told today I'm being a Rabbitohs fan. I've been told I've been a Raiders fan. So, make up your minds, people. But sorry if because I knocked over my little heat microphone, so my bad. Kev says, because you interviewed the Roosters and no other team. Oh, well, I said at the time, I'd interview anyone. I'd love to interview any NRL teams. But the Roosters just happened to be the one that I was able to get access to because they ran an event. And I happened to know some people who were Roosters members. Danny, my ears. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My bad. So we've got Danny's going for Roosters, Krishan's going for Roosters, Moody's going for Knights, Tiger Walker going for extra time. Okay, so quite balanced. Quite balanced. As we see the Knights walking out to Allianz Stadium, Caleb going for the Knights. I'm curious to see the first shot of the crowd we get here. What have we got there? They haven't shown it straight off the bat, which is a bit of a concern. I suspect it'll be a tough one because I don't think many people will travel down from Newcastle for this, and I think a lot of Roosters fans would have been a little bit disheartened after Friday night, so they might not want to get up and about and get out to the game. And Arlo's changed the profile picture again to show his allegiance to his beloved Newcastle Knights. Now the Roosters run out with Jasmine Strange lining up at centre, a player who's the daughter of the coach, but a two-time premiership winner with the Newcastle Knights over the last couple of seasons. Krishan, Leaguie, you're going to be a Panthers fan on NRL Grand Final Day. Why'd you say that? I mentioned earlier, a part of me wants to see them win for the historical perspective, but there's definitely reasons why I want Melbourne to win as well. Especially if like Nelson doesn't play, it would be a good underdog story. Caleb, I think they're the most logo changes in a day for you, Arlo, but I like it. I agree. I do like it as well. So as we see Taryn Aiken, honestly, like that's her playing. As I said, I think she's the best women's player in the world. If she's able to be near her best, it's the difference between I think Roosters being favoured to win this and Newcastle being favoured to win this. So here we go, Roosters with first possession of the ball, and it's going to be former Knight Millie Elliott, formerly Millie Boyle, the wife of Knights player Adam Elliott, playing the ball for Keely Davis, and now through to Olivia Koenig, who I think Olivia Koenig is a pretty good chance of the women's Dally M this year. She's been super impressive there in the back row. Arla says this is the attendance of a New South Wales Cup game. Yeah, I mean, it looks worse because it's in a big ground. And I'm curious to see the near side of the stadium because that's what the Roosters tend to pack out more for some reason. But yeah, it is a little bit unfortunate. Tigers says, why isn't Caleb a mod? Caleb wasn't here in the streams yesterday, so I wasn't able to add him afterwards. I think he did come through right there at the end, but regardless, I can make Caleb a mod if he'd like to be a mod, but only after the stream because I can't do it when the stream is on. Krishan, fine, you can be a Storms fan if you want to. I'm going to be a referees fan. I'm going to be going for the match officials. At the end of the game, when they announce the match officials up onto the stage, I'm going to be screaming and cheering. That's who I support. Caleb would like to be a mod, then your wish shall be granted, sir. But yes, I can only do it after the stream. So Newcastle now on the third, approaching the 40-metre line. And getting just over it now. I think it's Abigail Roach, if I'm remembering correctly, is the name of the hooker for the Newcastle side. Tackled is Taylor Predabon. It will be kicked here now by Jessie Southwell. Hit and a little bit juggled there by the Roosters winger, but Jamie Fressard, she does get through. This is only 9 watching. Honestly, like yesterday's stream in total had 2,983 views. That is just mind-boggling. But yeah, it doesn't shock me whatsoever that for an NRLW game there's going to be less interest. So 9 watching, I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. Tiger Walker, the 3 randos who watch these live streams need to all be mods. Yes, absolutely. Nova, Leaguie, I know this is random, but what are your thoughts on Adam G not being selected as a finals official in 2024? Yeah, don't worry, not random at all. I'm happy to answer that. Surprises me, given how good he was last season, but people have kind of gone off him a little bit this year. I still think he's one of the best match officials in the competition. I'm very surprised that he hasn't been selected to referee, but you know, I do trust the refereeing systems that we have in place. So yeah, not going to be blowing up deluxe about it, let's say. So not an awesome set there from the Sydney Roosters. A bit of a shallow kick, and Newcastle will come up over the halfway line now on only the third. So a potential for an attacking kick here in the end. Tiger says Adam G was brilliant in the GF last year. I 100% agree, although I do think that a lot of it, like people say he was letting things go, letting the game play. I think it was that both teams were really on song. Both teams played very cleanly. So I think it was largely also because of that, but regardless. Kick up here from Jess Southwell. Caught by Sammy Bremner. But Roosters forced to come out of their own end again. Caleb said I think Ashley Klein will be the GF referee. Yeah, I suspect he will be as well. As Jamie Frazzard palms off a few. That's a good run out of your own end. And they draw a penalty now. So, Krishad, Leaguie, I will get Will Bricks Melbourne Storm after the grand final finishes. Are you saying like you get Will War Bricks? Something? This is I haven't got any today. Oh, with the ads. Yeah. They should not be frequent at all. I made them as infrequent as they possibly could be for a live stream. Tiger Walker says, Ashley kind of only robbed the Tigers. We never forgive, we never forget. Of course, no, the referees always rob the team that you support. That's the way of the NRL fan. So Roosters now over halfway on the second tackle, finds big Amber Hall, the former premiership winner with the Brisbane Broncos. Plays it, Keely Davis running through. Now, Otessa Poulet. Decent little set here. One more good run and they'll be in range for an attacking play at the end of this. Aiken gets across this Jasmine Strange. Now let's see, one player left. Davis goes to short side, kicks in behind, and it is caught there by the Newcastle Knights and nearly forcing a dropout with the Roosters, but Knights done very well there. Oh, and yes, this Tigers versus Cowboys call. Yeah, I mean that was a pretty bad call. It has to be said. But yeah, you know, as I say, those things do. Like it's unlucky, but I don't know. Maybe this is because I'm a bit more of a neutral perspective, but I just don't see the value in getting caught up on things like that because there's nothing you can do to change it, you know. And even though it was an absolutely horrendous decision, yeah, why let it bog you down? Caleb says that was Chris Butler. Yeah, no, Nova's said exactly what I was going to say, that Butler was the on-field ref. Buggy says, I'm not angry about it anymore, but I was pretty angry at it then. Yeah, I can understand being angry at it in the heat of the moment, for sure. But, yeah, just in general, obviously, don't get too caught up on, or try not to get too caught up on things. It just doesn't help. I don't know, this will be the last NRL/NRLW stream of the year. Yeah. No, it will. But it's good to have, you know, the regulars all here, all around. As I say, I will try my best to stream Pacific Championships games, and I expect that I will. As we see Olivia Koenig with a half break through the line, finds Bremner. Still one tackle to go. Wrapped up by Higgins. Oh yeah, it's not Abigail Roach, it's Olivia Higgins. Taryn Aiken across that. I think that might have been forward. What's the ruling? We've got a try for the Sydney Roosters here. Taryn Aiken across finds Bridie Parker. I tell you what, I think that's a marginal pass for sure. I would have said that I think that was probably a bit forward, but we'll see here on the replay. Taryn Aiken, yeah. I mean, there's a misconception about the forward pass rule. People look at how it travels relative to the ground. That's not the way we rule it. We can't rule that it's floated forward because that's not the rule either. We rule how it comes out of the hands. And I guess we say it comes out of the hands flat there. Either way, I mean, Arlo says surely forward. I wouldn't put it in those terms. I think it's probably a 50-50 call. Knights unlucky there. Roosters lucky there. But Yeah, I don't know. I'm comfortable with it. I think it's one of those where if it was ruled the other way, then Roosters are a bit unlucky. So, Tiger says my prelim tips video has 64 views, which is pretty good. It is. Yeah, you just have to keep plugging away at it. Keep making sure that you're improving with every video, improving the packaging, the thumbnails, and yeah, you'll get an audience. So Jocelyn Kelleher, one of the better kickers in the NRL, kicks it and can't quite bend it back in. And it will stay at 4-0. So, the start the Sydney Roosters would have wanted, that's for sure. Newcastle, they aimed up defensively. But, as we said, probably a little bit lucky there. The Roosters Knights may be hard done by. Bungie says, if you can only rule how it can come out of the hands, then why can't the bunker rule on it? Yeah, I don't actually have a very good answer on that, to be honest. Because yeah, the justifications people provide is that it's all a bit of a grey area. I'm not confidently sure, but what I do know is that they in rugby union, it was in the Super Rugby, tried to allow the video ref to rule on forward passes, and they did for a while, and it was terrible. It was so controversial. It only created way more controversy. So yeah, that using that as a case study, perhaps it's a good thing. And even then, like in an instance like that, if it had gone to the bunker, I still call that a 50-50 decision. So Nova, goal kicking in NRLW has improved so much since I began watching in 2021. Could not agree more. They often used to struggle to make the distance, but I mean, a kick like that from Jocelyn Kelleher, that was nearly beautiful the way that it was bending back. And they do get the distance now. It's so impressive the way that they've improved, and goal kicking is particular, a way they've done it. So they go short side. Taryn Aiken, chip and chase. She caught it herself, and I think it came off her leg again, but caught by Tamika Upton, and it will be Newcastle coming out for their 10-meter line. Buggy says bigger turnout than the Sharks game. Yeah, I'm not too sure, because as I say, I want to see this short side of the stadium. I can see on that replay that they just showed there are a fair few people on the same side of the ground that the camera is, so we are missing out there. Caleb, I love how many people shot for Women's State of Origin. Yes, I've been to a few Women's Origins, and they are so good. They're so good, particularly given that they're played like really in deep period of the off season for the girls. So like they're not match fit, but they always put on a show. So Newcastle kicking from the halfway line, goes up high, caught by Bridie Parker, who gets about to the 35-meter line. Arlo's playing Oztag this summer. That's good. Good to see you getting involved. Now Jasmine Strange running it up to about 45 meters. So you can tell the physicality of this start. Both sides are fairly on, it has to be said. But perhaps Roosters running just that little bit harder. They're having the better of the field position for now. Across now to Taryn Aiken, finds Amber Hall underneath, who is so damaging. Now across Aiken again, who is looking very much match fit. Kelly across finds Fressard, who puts a foot on the sideline. Jump to that opportunity a little bit, the Roosters. Buggy, I feel like NRLW is higher quality than State of Origin because it interrupts pre-season. Yeah, no, that would make sense logically. I guess I don't know. I haven't thought too in depth about comparing the two. But what I was saying is that it's very impressive how high quality Women's State of Origin is, given that they're not particularly match fit at that time of year. Same with the All-Stars, by the way. Tiger Walker, great job, extra time. Yes, extra time, really the player of the match here. As Newcastle spread it out wide from Tamika Upton, now Livia Higgins halfway. Romaniak plays the ball and finds Jesse Southwell. Again, I'm not too familiar with the names of some of the Knights, but as the game goes on, we'll become more familiar with them. Same with the Roosters, for sure. Roach, though, who is an import from England, she's British, finds her way through. Tamika Upton now, and Jessie Southwell to put the ball up. Pressure now for the Roosters winger, but she does catch it well. Sheridan Gallagher was running through, but it's Fressard who manages to wrap that one up. Caleb, League's team is Andrew Voss. Look, he's my favourite commentator. I do love Vossi. Buggy says, hopefully one day the NRLW can have its own standalone day for the grand final. Yeah, I don't know about that. I actually think it's kind of cool that on grand final day we have everything all together. I guess, I mean, what you'd be saying there is hopefully the NRLW is one day big enough that it can have a standalone grand final that is commercially very successful. As Kelleher nearly gets a 40-30, but Tamika Upton is wise to it and gets the ball back to near the 40-meter line, so good field position here for the Knights. And oh no, we're talking about ice cream again. Jesus Christ, guys. Arlo doesn't know many NRLW players. Yeah, I when the competition first started, I knew like everyone, but there's been so many new faces over the years with new teams coming in. It's hard to keep track. 2 more teams coming in next year. I know you guys can talk about ice. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about. It's kind of funny. So Higgins now can't quite find anyone going with it. Gives it out the back to Upton, who finds a way. Has this been touched? And it has been touched. Yasmin Clydesdale tries to find a way to offload the ball. Doesn't quite. And here's the first real chance of the game for the Newcastle Knights. Arlo, get up and about. You girls might be registering points at the end of this set. So Jessie Southwell looking to the inside, looking to the outside, dummies and goes herself. Nova, I hope there's enough talent next season given the introduction of the 2 teams. Well, I will say, every time they've introduced new teams, the consistency has improved and the quality has improved, so for sure. Southwell across finds Roach, now through to Clydesdale, steps back inside. There's a bit of a gap there, but the Roosters do eventually manage to wrap her up. On the 4th now, Roach across to Romaniak. Last tackle, Higgins finds Roach, goes herself, and she gets there. We've got a 4-all scoreline. Georgia Roach, the Brit. It's 4-all, and you'd have to assume, given how close to the post that was, it's going to be 6-4 to the Newcastle Knights very shortly. Buggy says, Knights 3-peat, you reckon? I would have tipped the Roosters for this game, so I have to say no, but I would predict that the winner of this game will win the grand final. I'll give you that one. Caleb, Tom needs to fear the deer in the den. Bro, we've had some brilliant NRL player puns over the months that I've been doing this. As Titus has said, Will to war, he's an absolute brick. Some of them are reaching. It's gotta be said. I'm always very impressed though with the creativity behind it. So, Georgia Roach, second try of the season for her, and what a time to score it, getting her Newcastle Knights back into the contest. And it was Taryn Aiken, just doesn't have the physicality. She's a little girl to hold Georgia Roach, and Sammy Bremner couldn't quite wrap up that ball. Caleb Scott needs to drink some water. Yeah, they've got marketing. I can't remember who it is, but I've got this friend that's a Cowboys supporter, and apparently up in Townsville, Scott Drinkwater runs these TV ads about saving water, and they call him Scott Save Water instead of Scott Drink Water. Jessie the Well is South. Hannah the Well is South as well. They've got two Southwards. She's a little girl. Oh, come on, that's a perfectly valid criticism. Well, not criticism, remark. She is a little girl. It's Jessie Southwell, lines up the kick and misses it, drags it out to the left. So 4-all it is. Yeah, no, just like in the NRL, if Sam Walker missed a tackle, I'd be saying, oh, he's a little guy. So Southwell is a very good kicker. Yeah, I mean, when the try was scored, I said you'd expect it to be 6-4, but yeah, she hooked that. Oh, a Tiger, bruv. No, let's not. That's absurd. That's ridiculous. Let's not be throwing around accusations like that. Nah, now, yeah, good. Buggy and Arlo's son coming into bat for me. Good stuff. What minute is it? Says Arlo's son. Well, there's 18 to go in the first half, so let me do some quick mathematics. 25, so that would be... well, we've seen 17 minutes go so far in the first half. Yeah, good, Danny. Defend me in court. Absolutely. I mean, look, I am a law student, so I should be able to defend myself. But regardless, I appreciate you representing me. Okay, Arlo has a son. Yeah, I originally thought that Arlo Moreland and Arlo's son were the same guy, but no. Buggy says, "Who's your favorite ref?" I do like Adam G. Has to be said. I think he's probably my favorite, but Grant Atkins, big fan of. Yeah, I don't really dislike any referees. Sammy Bremner does get through the line there. Good kick return from her. An early dinner for me, having chicken korma. Oh, I'm very jealous of that. That sounds elite. Danny says, "I'm like Saul Goodman." Oh god, if I've got Saul defending me, I might not actually be as safe as I feel right now. So Millie Elliott digging into the line. That's a good run from her. And Buggy, no, Danny's a Tigers fan. So Taryn Aiken finds Olivia Koenig underneath her, who is clipped. One last tackle. There's no dummy half in. Ball goes a bit too high for Aiken. Kicks into the, that you'd think will go dead. Yes, it does. Upton very well judged that it's going to be a 20-meter restart now. Arlo's son says, "My name is Arlo, so I thought I'd just make that name." Yeah, no worries. Just amazing. There's 2 Arlos. Of how many people are watching now? 15, 14. To see 2 of them being Arlos. What are the odds of that? Arlo needs to find more land. That's good stuff. Arlo Morland says, "My mum makes the best chicken korma." I've got no doubt. I mean, except for the fact that she makes the second best chicken korma, because my dad makes the best chicken korma. Danny says, "Tigers vs Manly game, ref, best ref for real. I ain't tolerating no disrespect." You got Tiger with that Valentine Holmes one as well. Buggy, I think if you get fouled and it's a 20-meter tap, it should be a penalty from the 20-meter line. Let me think. There's a bit going on there. If you get fouled and it's a 20-meter tap, should be... Oh, okay, yeah. Well, it's interesting. A lot of people actually don't know this, but from a 20-meter tap, you can kick for touch, and if the ball bounces in the field of play and then goes out, you get the ball back. So in many ways, it's kind of already a penalty, like, because they'd just be kicking for touch anyway, but teams just select not to. As Jessie Southwell now on the ground, clutching her back, and this has the potential to have massive ramifications if she's meaningfully injured here. Tuggle says, "Leaguie, when's your birthday?" Soon. Hello, Morland. Caleb Thwaites, I've had that said to me before, yeah. Okay, oh, Jesse, yeah. So it was Amber Hall's knee in the back. I mean, I don't think that was malicious at all. Southwell was already on the ground, but you can see why that would have caused some pretty significant damage for sure. Buggy, opinion on Peter Goff? Yeah, no, nothing particularly against him. He's not one of the best referees, but he's fine. It's not like when he referees a game, I'm like, oh no, we're in for a stinker here. So then he says, "Up the Tigers, we're making finals next year, trust, and we're going to make grand final in 2026. Well, that is definitely ambitious, but I love that ambition. Ball comes down now, and it's caught by Newcastle. Ball goes backwards. They're offloading. Roach finds Upton out the back, wrapped up by Boyle, but she does get the ball away. Here's some ad-lib from Newcastle. Gets out to Shanice Parker. Now Sheridan Gallagher kicks it back on the inside. Bounces and goes dead. I tell you what, if that ball had bounced slightly differently, we could have had one of the tries of the season. Peter Goff should change his first name to Jack. I'm not saying that one out loud, that's for sure. No, but East Tigers fan. I love East Tigers. They're a cool little team. Well, I mean, they're Brisbane Tigers now, but Tiger Walker's probably going to kill me for this. I think the Brisbane Tigers logo is cooler than the West Tigers logo. I'm sorry. I think the West Tigers logo is one of the coolest in the comp, but East Tigers just looks a bit more clean to me. And yeah, Buggy's right. There are so many Tigers fans in this chat. I got Tigers fans like me. Danny, I'll find you, Leaguie. Oh my days, come on. I wasn't that critical. I literally said you've got one of the best logos in the league. There's just one that's slightly better. Oh, come on, guys. Taron Aiken now across, finds Jocelyn Kelleher. He does get out of a tackle, gets back to Aiken, steps around. Now there's a bit of an overlap here. Millie Elliott across, and it's intercepted there. That's a bit too ambitious there from the Roosters. As I am being absolutely threatened by my audience here, this is extremely unsettling. Shanice Parker digs into the line off the back of a Tamika Upton pass. Danny, we best logo in the league, no debate, for real. Tiger, we should ask Simon for your address. I think Simon's even more private than I am. So now, kick from Southwall, aiming, I think, for the sideline. Doesn't quite have the angle on it. No, but the only thing you guys need to find is success. I mean, after what all those Tigers fans said about finding me, I'm not going to disparage the Tigers anymore. So now Fressard gets over the 30-meter line, that'd be. And Isabel Kelly, who has twice, I think, this season broken the run meters record for NRLW history. So she's like, look out for her to be trucking it out of her own end. Nova, you'll be better with Luai, don't worry. Yes, I 100% agree. As I said in my video. Kelleher, big pass out to Fressard, who steps inside Sheridan Gallagher, but is wrapped up by Shanice Parker there. Now across to Kelleher, who puts a big high kick up. And is that knocked on by Newcastle there? I think that's the ruling. I'm not too sure. I think Olivia Koenig may have got a touch of that, but I think it might have been after Newcastle. That was Jocelyn Kelleher's kick that did that. My God, that was one of the bigger kicks you'll see in the NRLW, and it was just too much there for Newcastle. Danny says it's a lot better than winning one game a year, so I'll take this season. Yeah, do you want a quarter of your games this season? Like, for the side that finished in last, that's so cool. I've seen so many people on Instagram saying, oh, league is dying, teams are getting less competitive. But the team that finished in last won a quarter of their games. Roosters off the scrum, couldn't quite make that scrum play work, and Aiken just takes the tackle. But yes, Buggy, I agree, you're going to be a pretty good team. Nova, I support the Tigers when they play other New South Wales teams. I want to see them do well. I think everyone likes to see them do well. As Keely Davis got through the line, she's claiming a try. I thought she was held up, to be honest. I didn't think she got there. But she's looking happy. She's looking happy, and that's 8-4 to the Roosters. I think she's held up, personally. But it might have been just, the angle that we got on the camera. The referee was right there and ruled a try. He was right there. I would be surprised if this is overturned. Let's see. Keely Davis. And yes, no, that ball does get to ground for Keely. So 8-4 it will be. Tiger Walker, Leaguie supports the bunker, and he was the one who robbed us 2 years ago. It was always me. It was always the Leaguie. Danny, can we chill with the outside backs? By the way, we don't need them. You got so many, and as I was saying yesterday, all of a very similar level. So competition is good, but the thing is, you have, if the Tigers keep changing their backline throughout next season, that's just not a recipe for success. You need to pick and stick. So Jocelyn Kelleher does get this one, and it's going to be 10-4. Yeah, off the top of my head, Tigers backline for next year, obviously Buller at fullback, I'm happy with Olaman Duehi, or Dewey, as the centres, whichever way you want to pronounce it. It is Duehi, that's the Lebanese way to pronounce it, but regardless. Taruva, obviously, on one wing. Then the other one, it's so tough between Jarrell Skelton and Charlie Staines for me, but I think Staines has probably got the runs on the board, but Skelton is really nipping at his heels. But it's tough then, because like Solomon Afaatape, I was pretty happy with the way he played this season. Solomon Alaimalo, he was solid enough. Stafford Toa, I've been a huge Stafford Toa fan over the years. As that ball, it's a nightmare for the Roosters. The ball just keeps bouncing, they don't wrap it up, and it's going to be Newcastle ball. Golden opportunity now for the Knights to hit right back. Buggy says, got to be Skelton over Staines. I mean, I thought Staines had quite a consistent season, but yeah. So that is the nightmare post-point set. It literally could not get worse for the Roosters. And Newcastle with a really good chance here. Danny, I like saying the Lev pronunciation, sounds better. Yeah, Duehi. So now Jesse Southwell, short ball for Shanice Parker, nearly through. Wrestling, the ball comes free and it's a penalty to Newcastle. Arlo, how much printer ink did you use in your background? It's okay because I use the university printers, and we, as part of our tuition fees, we get we already pay for whatever printer ink that we use. So I've got like a balance of like $40, and this whole background probably cost me $10. So across now from Nita Maynard to Georgia Roach, finds Yasmin Clydesdale, wrapped up by Jazz Strange and Taryn Aiken. Now through Roach again, finds Romagnac. Very French name, Romagnac. Nita Maynard now from Roach, finds Tamika Upton and Clydesdale, the two former Broncos. Smashed there, George Roach, by Keely Davis, but we've got Southwell stepping on the inside. Here we go, fourth tackle, Roach. Upton on the outside again. Finds Albert Jones, and late offload out the back for Sheridan Gallagher, who runs at the line. Offload again, Nita Maynard. They are chancing their arm, the Newcastle Knights. Now on the last, Southwell will put a little kick through, and that's going to comfortably go dead. Far too heavy, and you can tell she's disappointed with herself there. Danny, also Luke, I'm not going to attempt to spell his last name. Oh yeah, Lolili is a gun for real. Yeah, some of the pronunciations of that guy's name, I don't know if I'm just good. As we see, Jess Surge is now on the field for the first time in a long time for the Roosters. Yeah, I don't know if I'm just good with pronunciations particularly, but some of the pronunciations of his name that I've seen, I don't know, you read his name, you look at the way the other Islander names are pronounced, and to me it's pretty obvious that it's Lolali'i. But anyway, regardless, Tiger Walker, I don't like Duehi in the centres, to be honest. I'd rather have an actual centre like Toa, Skelton and Fatape. Interestingly though, I mean, as Buggy says, where do you then have Duehi? Do you have him at 14 maybe? Because if he's not a centre, what position is he? Arlo, how many photos are on that wall? 70. As Tiger Walker counted? That's crazy if you've counted. I mean, each one is an individual sheet of A4 paper. Well, each team logo is. And then you've got 2 player photos on each piece of paper. As a little kick through from the Roosters there, sits up for Upton, and she'll work it out from her own 10 meters. Loli'i. Are you sure? I mean, well, okay, maybe he's come out and said what the pronunciation is, but the way I see it, people miss out on one of the L's. It's not like it's not spelt Loli'i like Suali'i. It's spelled Loli'i when you look at it. So yeah, not sure. Arlo says Southwell isn't kicking great, correct? As Newcastle now knock it on, the Roosters are up and about in celebrating it. Skelton never trusts his centre. Like, if he doesn't trust the best defensive centre in the league, who will he trust? Staines backs his centre when necessary, but also leaves his centre when needed. Staines also dodged touch like modern day men dodging women. Wow, that's a hell of a statement. But yeah, no, I think Staines had a really good season, and to me, he has the runs on the board, even though Skeleton's potential is higher. Tiger says, Dwayne, he should play 14. Well, see, then, okay, are you having Jack Bird as a starting player? Because then Jack Bird can't play 14. You'd then be not using Latu Fainu or Talon de Silva. It's Isabel Kelly breaking tackles there. Only 4.5 minutes to go in this first half, and Newcastle are going to be desperate not to concede more points here. So Kelleher finds... Not too sure actually who that is. Buggy says, no Tigers on the wall, Leaguie. No, not correct. Everyone's on the wall. It's just that I'm always blocking the Tigers. I didn't think that through when I put it up. Same with South Sydney. I'm always blocking Souths. But they're there. Kelleher passing back on the inside to Bremner. And Bremner, Sammy Bremner, the veteran who has come out of retirement twice, scores for the Sydney Roosters. It's 14 points to 4, and if they kick this and get up to 16-4, that's a hell of a lead for the Roosters at halftime. It looked like they kind of ran out of options. Kelleher wasn't quite sure what to do, but it's just back underneath Sammy Bremner. And Ty says, actually, it's 89. He's counted. Let's go. I mean, to be fair, you could do the maths, I suppose. Bird plays lock. Yeah, so what, Bolle then plays... I don't mind Bird at lock because I like a ball playing lock, but then Bolle starts in the front row. I like Justin Matamua, who's a ball playing lock as well, but regardless. Danny says, pretty sure that's how Garvin said it in the Macca's Mike thinks. Pretty sure he's right. Yeah, pretty sure Leaguie's right. Yeah, I don't know how much value I would put in the way the teammates pronounce it necessarily. I mean, you'd think that they would have more reason to be correct, but some of them I've seen in the past be pretty bad as well. So, Danny says he'd play Bird at second row. But half your audience, bro, move your chair. I'll just have to, like, I'm leaving this house at the end of the season. So before next season, I'll be able to rearrange this whole background, and I'll put the Tigers somewhere else. I mean, okay, let me look at the background. Titans there, right? That's a very prominent position. I don't know of any of my fans that are Titans supporters. I'll put the Titans back behind me. Or build it in a way where it's like built around me, and then everyone's on show. And yes, Tiger, yeah, he's done the formulas, plus the Origin logo, so yeah, makes sense. Tiger says Bolly's a front rower. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and he's played lock as a front rower, but it depends. It's very much a style choice, style of play, and I love ball playing locks. But if Benji Marshall, likes playing Bolle or Twal at lock, and he doesn't think that the Tigers need a ball playing lock, then, yeah, I doubt that he'll necessarily change that. Buggy says, who even supports the Titans? Yeah, not too many. Penalty now for the Roosters. 2 minutes to go in this first half, and that's a vital 2 minutes in this game. Newcastle cannot afford to be conceding points here. Chaos says he's a Tigers fan. League's a Tigers fan. I thought you'd pick up on that. I'm not sure why I said we. I think it's because there's so many Tigers fans here and we've been talking about them. Buggy's score is 16-4. No! Tiger Walker... Buggy, you probably have... I think you might be too new for this running joke, but I used to forget all the time to update the scoreboard. And Tiger Walker would always be allowed to drink some water after I do it. It started as a drinking game. Obviously, he's not of age, so he can't drink beer, but he's got to get his water. Caleb said that we need to play someone in that position. Yes, as Sammy Bremner is through and the Roosters are in again. My God, I really did not see this coming. I thought it would be Newcastle a lot more competitive, but it's 20 points to 4. Sammy Bremner is tearing them apart. And this final, Newcastle are going to be looking up and being like, 5 minutes ago it was 10-4. Buggy Leaguie, we see through your lies. Sure. But geez, that's just such a... What's the word I'm looking for? Scything run I don't know if that's a word, but it's sort of what I'm going for. From Bremner there, back in underneath, and just get straight through with speed. That's very impressive there from Sammy Bremner. And it's Taryn Aiken, again, finding her underneath. The girl who I say is the best in the world. Tiger Walker, I finished all my water. That's fine. I mean, you won't need any more water after this, because I'm not going to forget to update the scoreboard even one more time. So 20-4, Arlo Moreland. I'm sorry, my friend. Your Newcastle Knights are not quite up there. They haven't quite turned up in this one. Danny, thoughts on Royce on the bench? Yeah, it makes sense. He starts off the bench most of the time for Cronulla, so there'd be a reason for that. Obviously, Cronulla think that he's a good impact player. Let me think. You'd start Clemmer in the front row, I would think. Bolle, I'm happy to start in the front row. Twal, I'd be happy to start in the front row. So yeah, Royce being on the bench, not a concern to me at all. I'd be happy to do that. As Kelleher kicks it, bending out to the right, but it comes back a little bit, and it's 22 points to 4 now. And Newcastle, at halftime, they have a long way to come back into this one, the Newcastle Knights. Tiger, that's funny. I don't know how I'm going to get my water considering my fridge is starting to delete again. It's a shame Green Cobra's not here. He left the very first comment in this stream last night saying, I'm going to stay up all night until this stream starts. Maybe he accidentally fell asleep. Buggy says, sorry, Arlo, good luck next half. Yeah, well, they need it. Oh, Jesus, Caleb. With this, here's what I don't understand, right, about these criticisms. Concentration camps. It was never a thing in concentration camps to deprive people of water. So I don't know why this became a thing. That's just not one of the things that they did. But anyway. Buggy says, Clemmer, absolutely not. Needs a stint in reserves. His numbers have been okay. I mean, I know he's not in his prime anymore, but it is pretty common for teams to start the old veteran front rower to just tackle well, soak up the pressure, and then you've got the young bulls coming on for the second half. You see, let me think of an example of it. I guess the Roosters, for example, starting the likes of Jared Hargreaves and Lindsay Collins, two veterans who will soak up pressure, and then Spencer Lanier and Terrell May come on. You got South Sydney, who would start Tom Burgess to soak up that pressure, and then have Davey Moali come onto the field. Same with Cowboys starting Jordan McLean. So that's the kind of place that I'm coming from. But we'll see. Dennis is Clemmer on bench at best. But yeah, it's not necessarily a case where you start your best players though. It's not the way rugby league is anymore. You use your bench tactically. So if you think that your best front rowers are impact front rowers, then have them come off the bench. Buggy's old and slow. I can't believe we got rid of Hastings for him. I mean, I think Newcastle fans would be saying Hastings is old and slow. So Arlo Moreland can speak to that. But yeah, it was, at the time it made sense. But I do like Jackson Hastings. I think it's a shame. Arlo, do you know if any of your vids have dislikes? Yeah, no, they do. I get to see... I know you guys now can no longer see the like to dislike ratio. But in the YouTube Creator Studio, it's called, we can see it. And really, I mean, they do, but like the biggest amount of dislikes I've ever got is like 2% of the total reactions. So yeah, it's not ever really a problem. I get overwhelming amounts of likes, which is good. Very happy. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. Buggy says Hastings was so good in 2022. Yeah, well, look, he was in the back end of the season, but we do often forget about the start of that year for Newcastle, which was very indifferent. Like, it was okay, but I don't know. I think we often look at that through a bit of biased glasses by looking at it in the context of the end of the year. Caleb's done with his Lego, good stuff. And Buggy, yeah, not famous enough to get hate. Yeah, I mean, I have actually copped some hate at different times, but yeah, not a substantial proportion. Oh, 2022, not 2023. Yeah, sorry. Of course. I assume you're talking about last year. He was good for Newcastle in 2020. Not Newcastle. He was good for... Was he at Tigers in 2022? Sorry, I'm well and truly off... I'm having a brain fade there. I can't remember which team he was at. Played for Tigers in 2022. Yes, okay. Yeah, no, he was good. That was the one where he played lock at the end of the year and then Carrigan injured him, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, he just wasn't able to fit in with the team. Who were they playing at halfback over him? Would have been Brooks, maybe? One of the Tigers fans can remind me who the halves were. Duehi? Was it Brooks and Duehi in the halves and then Hastings at lock? Regardless, Danny says, I want Twal and Royce on the bench. Then over start Sione and Bole. I find those two are best impact players. And then the rest of the bench, Latu, maybe De Silva instead. And then maybe Clemmer or Adam. I mean, Duehi surely has to be playing first grade if he's fit. Jack Bird has to be playing first grade if he's fit. So, it's the thing, because there's a salary cap, but there's a salary floor as well. Teams have to spend a certain amount. And it means that the lower ranked teams do often actually have a lot of depth because they can buy a lot of players who are all consistently a similar level to each other. Whereas with a lot of the top teams, you see a very strong top 17 and then below that, not so much. So that's the case with the Tigers. Oh yes, he did kick the field goal against Eagles in 2022. They won like 2 games in a row, didn't they? Was the other one against Souths? Yeah. Oh, NRLW is back. Kings lost, but it's okay now. At least it was only a regular season game. But good to have you back. Tiger Walker, we won a game against the Broncos with Madden and Duehi in the halves and Hastings at lock. The game that I remember you winning, I think it was against the Broncos. Maybe, I don't know who it was against exactly. But this was years before. And Billy Walters was like your 5'8" or halfback. And it was a game that, I think it was at Leichhardt, and I did not expect the Tigers to win at all. But that game always stood out to me because they put on an absolute performance. It was crazy. And I just better rather not talk about it. Fair enough. Yeah, all good. But yeah, my condolences. Nova, it was against Brisbane, and that was the downfall of our season. Yeah, that checks out. I thought it was against Brisbane. That game for some reason always stood out to me. It was at Lang Park, really? I remembered it as being a Tigers home game, but I mean it was ages ago now, so it doesn't surprise me if I'm remembering little bits wrong. Adam on bench if we have Toff or Fantape in centres. Yeah, you'd have to because you're not starting him in the halves, and I don't think he plays anywhere else. So, Buggy, what game are you talking about, Leaguie? It would have been 2020. Yeah, it was a while ago now. I don't know what year it was. All I remember is that Billy Walters was in the halves for you guys. And it was very funny because he came in like out of nowhere. The Tigers were struggling for a halves combination. And he came in and just absolutely killed it. And everyone was so excited about Billy Walters. Yeah, 2020 was at Leichhardt. Yeah, I thought it was Leichhardt from my memory. But yeah, I mean, I know we're not talking about that, but we were just talking about the Tigers winning. And that game comes to mind, stands out. Buggy says I haven't been a fan long enough to know about that. Oh well, yeah, no, it was. I mean, it was one of the Tigers' probably better wins in recent history. Although Brisbane were not good that year at all, but they still had a lot to fight for at that point. So they're just saying it in the halftime coverage for Fox that 22 points is the most the NRLW Knights have ever conceded in a half of football. Buggy says that's our equal 4th best ever win. Yeah, makes sense then. Yeah, for sure. So, I feel like I haven't actually spoken about analysing that half all that much. I mean, we've been so active in the chat, but Newcastle are going to be a bit shell-shocked. And they're going to be thinking how that happened, because that was a really competitive game. A really competitive first half for most of it. And then Roosters just get a couple of tries on the board and the scoreline blows out from 10-4 to 22-4. So, crazy stuff. Danny says, gonna miss Mason though. You're probably gonna some random team. Mason had good potential. Mason, Heath Mason, is he leaving? I didn't know he was leaving. That's a shame if he's going. And yes, beat the Broncos at Suncorp in 2022. Oh, good that you were there. I'm happy for you. Buller better though. Yeah, Buller is better than Heath Mason. Buller's brilliant, but Heath Mason's like 19 years old. I didn't know he was leaving. Caleb gonna be right back. All good. Tiger, I've got a playlist on my channel. Favorite Tigers wins. Did you say? Oh yeah, you said yesterday in the off season you're gonna go a video on the history of the Tigers. So I'm sure you'll be talking about a lot of them. A lot of those wins. No, Phil Rothfield retires. Fox should hire Leaguie as a replacement. I wouldn't toe the Fox line enough for them, unfortunately. I could not sit there with a straight face and say that Jerome Luai celebrating a try too hard is a big problem. Oh, say, Bryce, it's just not good enough. The referees, they don't know what they're doing up there in the bunker. Get rid of it. Get rid of the bunker. Touchies, what do they even do these days? So yeah. Buggy, my top 3 Tigers wins are 1, Cowboys 2023, 2, Panthers 2023, and 3, Manly 2024. That's a lot of recent history there. Surely you've got to, I mean, I take it you wouldn't have been around for this, but surely the 2005 grand final, right? Danny says, not leaving yet. This is about Mason, but I doubt he's staying. I certainly hope he stays. But you've got such a young team and a lot of those key positions locked down. And you think a team with like a more veteran fullback? Parramatta, you'd have Gutherson, but Gutherson's playing through the middle next year. Jason Riles is confirmed, which just seems bizarre to me. They're going to have the young man that signed from Penrith, whose name escapes me right now. He's going to be their fullback. And NRL is saying Kings versus Bullets, Brisbane LBL team in Brisbane next week. Good stuff. Caleb, I'm guessing you put the Tigers win against the Cowboys in your playlist. Tiger will answer. Panthers is one of my favorite wins, if not my favorite. That was very good. Is that the one like was it in Bathurst in the pouring rain? That was a good win. Ciao, Pete. At Leaguie, you're too honest for Fox League. Thank you. I like to think I am. And to be honest, with how critical I've been of a lot of the media throughout the early part of my YouTube career, yeah, I think I probably burnt a couple of bridges there, but we'll see. I'd rather be honest, than try and get a job at Fox. Buggy says Sydney Swans won that year too. My dad would have been happy. Oh, nice. Your dad's a Swans fan. Well, condolences about yesterday to him. Danny, I wasn't around, but my all-time favourite was 2005 Grand Final. It has to be. I mean, when my goat went from normal player to immortalised in the NRL Hall of Fame. Yeah. I mean, definitely the best win in the club's history. Just has to be the context. And yeah, it was against the Cowboys. Nova, I'd rather someone criticising NRL media compared to NRL refereeing. Well, you've gone to the right place. I think a lot of you guys would probably be too young to watch Media Watch. It's an ABC show that's gone on for ages. And it's a show that's like all about criticising the media from the week and pointing out the things that the media have done wrong. And I often quite like Media Watch. And I'm finding more and more that this channel is in some ways turning into an NRL Media Watch, which I'm very happy to be. If that's the way it goes, that's the way it goes. But yeah, I like to think I can, try and be better than them. So yeah. So kick off, seconds away for the second half. Newcastle with everything to do. There we go. Kick off from Jocelyn Kelleher. Finds, I thought it was Ramagnac, but no, different player with the headgear. Caleb, I swear Leichhardt is a magical ground that turns the Tigers decent. Yes and no. I mean, you guys are Tigers fans there in the chat, so you'd be able to comment on it better than me, as there's Ramagnac. But I think it's a little bit overstated, the extent to which it has this magic. I think there's a thing called confirmation bias, which is like, if you believe something to be true, you will then look at events happening and interpret them in a way that confirms what you already think. There are a number of pretty dreadful performances that the Tigers have put on at Leichhardt over the years. Just moving the camera a bit. So, yeah, while they put in some very good ones as well, you can't really have it both ways. Buggy, I don't know about Benji being our coach, but now that he is, I'm putting all my faith in him. Danny trusts him and says he has the coldest line of a coach this year. Yeah, what was that line? But yes, he definitely improved the team this year. Buggy, if you haven't watched it yet, I'd definitely recommend. I made a video only a few weeks ago on why the Tigers had a positive season. And believe me, they had a really positive season. Benji did a really, really good job this year with so many youngsters. And I go into it in that video. He was super good, Benji, and I'm very confident that he's the right man to carry the team forward. Buggy, Tigers nearly beat the Storm at Leichhardt and always beat the Cowboys 12-13. Yeah, absolutely, very competitive in those games. Chaos says, Tiger and Danny, don't take offense to this, but I'd honestly rather die than be a Tigers fan. That's outrageous. Buggy, did you say we again? I don't remember saying we, but I often read out word for word in the chat. So if a Tigers fan has said we, I will say we. So that's probably what happened there. Danny, Benji improved our team a lot this year, yeah, definitely. And his willingness to start young guns is really good, 100%. Tiger, I don't think that you'll get on NRL 360 if your YouTube bio is giving you NRL content. The media won't, because all they want is clicks. Yeah, probably not. But that's okay, because I'd rather be me and authentically be me than, you know, pander to trying to get a career at Fox or what have you. So play the ball now. Roosters in attacking position. A couple of plays up their sleeve. Goes short, and they've knocked it on. I think it's Pani Hapawadi, but they've rolled a strip. I think the Rooster was a little bit surprised there with that reaction. Danny, I'm not coaching to keep my job. I'm coaching to make this team better. Yeah, I remember that quote actually. That was cold. That was cold. NRL edits. Gotta go. Play some basketball outside now. Peace. See you later. Buggy says Benji definitely connects with the players as well, and he gets his guns. He's a good negotiator. Buggy says would have been a try without the strip. Quite possibly. And the Roosters are going for 2. I've got to say that really surprises me, because Newcastle have that missed conversion. So, oh wait, no, but of course, sorry, Roosters obviously have the missed conversion as well. So this is to go out by 18 points. So that makes sense. No, it's not 18 points. Sorry, 20 points. Mathematics. Go out by over 4 scores. Oh, they're showing Trent Robinson there in the crowd, having come back from the loss to the Melbourne Storm in the preliminary final. Good to see him supporting his club there. Just sitting in the stands along with the fans. That's pretty cool stuff. Penny for his thoughts right now. Danny says Benji quite literally assigned so many players off of raw influence. It's kind of funny, yeah. Just the I mean, they all love Benji. They grew up supporting Benji, so now Jocelyn Kelleher lines it up. It's over the black dot. 24 points to 4. That gap is now 20 points. 4 scores, and the Roosters are well, that's the start they would have wanted to that half. Nova, my favourite journalists under 360 are Brent Reid and Paul Crawley. Gotta say, not a huge Paul Crawley man, but Brent Reid I quite like. Same with Dave Riccio. I often think that they are a lot more reasonable than some of the others, but yeah, you know, it is what it is. Buggy says, does he not get a box? Why is he sitting with the fans? I'm sure he could get a box if he wants to. That certainly corporate boxes wouldn't be filled out for this game, but I guess he's showing he's a man of the people, sitting there with the fans. And there's Nick Politis sitting there with the fans. Well and truly men of the people. That's remarkable. Tiger Walker, if I was there, I'd punch it. I mean, I would say hi. Come on, no violence. No violence. Here we go, Nick Politis, a little bit of a smile being up on the screen. As Kelleher, was that a knock-on from her? They're ruling a player. Oh, no. I thought I heard tackle 4, but no, they've ruled a knock-on. And they're going to challenge it, the Roosters. I'm not sure they're going to win this. It looked quite clear-cut to me. Nice save, Tiger, yeah. Dave says, Luai literally said one of the reasons is because it's bloody Benji. Well, not his words, but that basically sums it up. Yeah, doesn't surprise me whatsoever. And I'm sure that Galvin, one of the big things about him wanting to stay and be at the Tigers, that's a pretty clear knock-on, surely. Yes, they will lose that challenge there, the Roosters. Yeah, one of the reasons why Galvin would want to stay is because, like, if you could learn to be a 5'8" from any player, there's not many better than Benji. So having him as the head coach, having him willing to back you, that's as good as it gets. So you can see the crowd is a lot bigger on the... I don't know how many of you guys have been to Allianz, but the side of the crowd that the camera is where it's really packed down. So I really don't know why they would have done that. But anyway. Tiger Walker, even Stephen Wonder could see that was a knock-on. And penalty now, Newcastle gets. So this is what Newcastle need to be getting out of the Roosters. And they do believe, I mean, they have to believe at this point. They don't kick for touch. And they'll get a chance at the end of this set for sure. GR Pete, if Leaguie ends up on NRL 360, the Leaguie sending would be called the Dutchman's Verdict. Yeah, I don't mind that. That's kind of cool. Yeah, does it beat Paul Crawley's beef of the week, or what's the buzz? Is that what Rothfield's one is? Anyway, no, I'll one day NRL 360 will be coming to me saying, hey, can we get Paul Crawley on the Leaguie channel, please? Up to nearly cutting through there, wrapped up by Sam Bremner, and they dig down. Albert Jones, I don't think she got there. I think she might have been held up. But we are going to review it. Danny says we got 2 mini marshals on the Tigers. Is that Latu Fainu and Galvin you're referring to? Caleb, if I was there, I would say, we beat you. I mean, would I even say hello? Yes, I think it's grounded on the Roosters player. At least initially. Bulldogs bite, oh yeah. But yeah, the Touchman's verdict. No, the Dutchman's verdict. The Touchman's verdict sounds... that's just not good. No. Tiger, how old is your brother? I'm just curious as to why you want to know all of this personal information. I have 2 younger brothers, but I'm not going to give away the personal information of my 2 brothers. Danny says Latu's like a slightly worse Galvin, and that's not an insult. Yeah, Galvin's unreal. But they're very different players. Galvin's a big body. Latu is not so much. Although he is a lot more stocky than he was 12 months ago, Latu Fainu. So last tackle, Southwell finds Upton, juggles the ball, puts a kick in, well weighted. Bremner catches it, wrapped up by Clydesdale, but no dropout forced. Krishan, Leaguie, did I just leave and then come back and then the Roosters came back? It seems like it. I mean, well, the Roosters haven't been trailing in this game, but my God, they've been very impressive towards the back end of that first half, and now managed to get another 2 points on the board to start the second half. Caleb, what's your favorite food? I'm a sushi man. Love me some sushi. I can devour it for days, for hours, for weeks, for months, for years, for eons. It's just elite food. So now across to Samantha Economos and Jocelyn Kelleher. Kicking it, trying to find the sideline from inside the 40. It has angle. Kelleher has kicked a 40-20. Roosters will get the ball back. And Newcastle, I mean, there's still a very long way to go in this game, but it's what we said in the last game with the Broncos. The clock will tick down. So that was a hell of a kick from Jocelyn Kelleher. That was very impressive stuff from the halfback. Danny says Galvin runs the offense really well. Won't be surprised if his stats go down back due to Leaguie coming. Yeah, it's hard to say until we really see them, but I don't expect that Leaguie is going to be overcalling Galvin all that much. So now Taryn Aiken, a big ball outside to Bridie Parker, but it's around near the legs, and that's a wasted opportunity. We saw in the last game Ali Briganshaw jumped at a chance, and that's what Taryn Aiken did there on only the first. Tiger Walker, what's your least favorite food? Mustard ice cream, now that I know that that exists. Caleb, I'm sorry, don't get mad at me, but I've never had sushi in my life. I wouldn't get mad at you for that. It just means that you've got so much joy ahead of you. That surprises me, though, I have to say. Danny, but I wouldn't be surprised if they go up due to Leaguie. He'll definitely have more chances, yes. You would expect so. Their attack should improve. Buggy's correct, I would say. Leaguie will lead Galvin, but he won't control him. Jar Pete says, Leaguie, any of your siblings/relatives playing footy? Nope, I am not related to any footy players. I've got no connections whatsoever. As now there's a hell of a run from Newcastle's, not sure what number that is, but an interchange player. As Albert Jones cuts through, tries to go for the kick, but just essentially drops it forward. And Jamie Frassard now, running back the other way, wrapped up eventually. But geez, that's a flashpoint in this game. Arlo, Tigers win premiership before GTA 6. As someone who absolutely adores GTA, I certainly hope not. As in, I hope GTA 6 isn't delayed that long. Nova, they'll win one before the Titans do. Yeah, I would expect that that's probably true. Although Tino coming back for the Titans next year is big. Danny says, I do, but not closely related. Are they players that's well, a player that would know? As there's a pass from Bremer knocked down by the Knights. Aiken's wrapped up, but we'll see a scrum here, we would think. No, okay, they've ruled that that's going to be an advantage to the Roosters. They went back a long way. I'm surprised that that's not just a scrum. Millie Elliott nearly finding her way through. Krishan Leaguie, I am definitely getting sushi from the bar at the grand final. Absolutely. Go ahead and do that. Papali'i, who's got to be the skinniest Papali'i in rugby league history. Digging through there. Aiken, ball across to Frassard, pins the ears back, and is taken into touch. It looked like she may have had a chance there, but that's twice now. The Newcastle defence has stood up, and on what was the first tackle and now the second tackle, Roosters put the ball over the sideline. Goofy edits, good to see you here. Same with Daniel. Tigers is one of his cousins is married to JJ Collins. There we go. Yes, I remember JJ Collins. Caleb could be eating Subway for dinner. Yeah, not too sure what I'm having for dinner. But cool stuff. Danny, Samuel Walker, as in Sam Walker, the Roosters player. I haven't met him personally, but according to my mum, he's like one of my many uncles. That's cool. Tiger Walker, Gus Gould OnlyFans before GTA 6. Was that... Did I come up with that? Did I come up with Gus Gould OnlyFans? I feel like I've said that before in a video. You might know more than me. Oh yeah, and Danny says, yeah, Sam Walker, yeah. That's cool. Goofy's hungry. You can eat, go ahead. Dino Nuggies in the air fryer, that's elite stuff. So Roach puts the kick up on the last. Caught there by Bridie Parker. He sets back inside, but is wrapped up there. Danny, it's the only reason I somewhat respect Roosters. Fair enough. I know Sam Walker was a Roosters fan growing up because his dad played for the Rabbitohs and he was just a contrarian little kid, so he wanted the opposite of whatever his dad was. Buggy says, you asked OnlyFans question to Roosters play. Yeah, no, I did. I know, but I think this was different. Something about, like... I think I was asked before OnlyFans when, and I was like, when Phil Gould starts an OnlyFans, and I'll start an OnlyFans. Danny, I bloody hate the Raiders more than I did, though. Why do you hate the Raiders? Oh, because... Oh, right, sorry. As soon as I said that, question answered. I mean, it wasn't their fault that Walker did his ACL. And if we've got knock-on from Newcastle here, so Roosters will have an opportunity now. And you'd have to say, I mean, Okay, Newcastle are going to challenge it, so we'll see. But I was going to say, if Roosters score next, you'd have to say that this is done. Buggy Sat Walker's a little rebel. He sure is. Goofy Edit's having Hot Pockets. Toast with peanut butter. He's having everything. Krishan Leaguie, if I do get sushi from the bar at the grand final, I'll get you sushi as well. You've committed to getting me all sorts of food. I appreciate that. Thank you. Buggy, I think Danny was saying he hates the Raiders because Sam Walker did his ACL against the Raiders. JRP, Gus Gould's OnlyFans would be content on him and Rabs complaining about the rule book. I'd be very disappointed if that's all it was. Let's see. I didn't actually hear the start of this challenge. I think the Roosters have got to that ball first, though. Phil Rothfield OnlyFans before GTA 6. I definitely hope not. Buggy, but Danny isn't a Roosters fan. No, but yeah, but he's related to Sammy Walker. Yeah. Tiger Walker, you responded to a comment asking where the link to your OnlyFans was, and you responded with when Gus Gordon makes an OnlyFans, I'll make one. Yeah, I thought it was. Trust you, Tiger Walker, honestly, to remember random things that I said more than me. Successful challenge for Newcastle. That's very good stuff from there. They needed a little win, and that's one of them. Buggy says, nice knock on end of story. It was not the end of story. Tiger has gone through the records, says Buggy. He sure has. See, I think the records are all in his head, though. I think he just remembers everything. He's a genius. He's a Leaguie genius. So, Southwell, decent run through the line there, but couldn't quite manage to get free. Christian League, James Tedesco PH has OnlyFans. See, that's specific enough that I suspect it may be somewhat true, but I certainly hope it's not. Because that's outrageous. Caleb, remember when he said he hit 10 mil subs, he'll shave his hair? I forgot that, but sure, I'll commit to that. So, Roach, out now for Clydesdale. On the 3rd. Yeah, Buggy, I'll do it if I hit 10 mil. I'll shave it. Roach, Jesse South... No, not Jesse Southwell. Hannah Southwell finds Predabon and nearly managed to get free there. But not quite. Now through... On the last tries a crash play. Didn't quite get there. Goofy Edit says, I'm going to watch your oldest video. Please don't. It's so bad. It's just terrible. Watch my latest video. Watch my newest video, please. Don't watch my oldest video. It's trash. Anyway... Tiger Walker, Leaguie said that he'd be disappointed if Gus Gould's OnlyFans was only him reading the rulebook. What does the Leaguie want? If I'm paying for Gus Gould OnlyFans, I want Gus Gould OnlyFans content. Just saying. I'm not paying for rugby league analysis. That ain't it. Buggy, don't forget the Tigers fans that you started with. I won't forget the Tigers fans that I started with. Don't worry. No one thinks my hair is beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate that, mate. Thanks. Danny, I got it clipped. You'll never escape the allegations. That's okay. I stand by everything I've said. Sammy Bremner kind of cutting through. Buggy Leaguie, didn't you start your channel pretty recently? I started it earlier this year, but yeah, I mean, I feel like the quality of the videos has improved quite a lot since those first ones. Buggy, Leaguie, you're a freak. I will neither deny or confirm anything there. Goofy, I've already watched your new videos. I need more content. Fair enough. Well, look, if you've watched all the new ones, then can't hold that against you. It's a good catch there from Jamie Fressard, but it is wrapped up. It's okay, Goofy. There'll be another video I've got coming out tomorrow, so you'll get there. Tiger Walkie, he'll never forget me. Of course not. Nah, he's my day one. Goofy, you're just too good of a YouTuber. Thank you. But yeah, no, that's let's say I hadn't quite yet found my feet when I was doing those season preview videos. Danny, 10k team reveal. Yeah, no, I mean, I did not officially set that in stone, but that's the plan. Penalty to Newcastle. I think a lot of the Roosters fans thought that was going to be Roosters players thought that was going to be a penalty to them because they were clapping. Christian Leaguie, he does because James Tedesco is my cousin. James Tedesco is your cousin? Bruv. Didn't you... so, isn't Dylan Brown your cousin? I'm confused. Buggy, good catch, but better defense. Yeah. Goofy edits at 10k subs. Can you grow a mustache? What do you call this? I mean, I know it's not the fullest thing, but it's all I'm capable of. I think it's pretty good. So, JRP, the Super League needs to invest in decent slow-mo cameras. The playoffs between Saints and Warrington showed the TMO's difficulty in judgment. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. They just don't have the infrastructure. They don't have anything like the level of interest, so the money's not there. But you'd think in this day and age still they can. Danny, I've been here since the Tigers preseason review. I just haven't commented since the newer Tigers vid. Oh, I did not know that, Danny. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that, my friend. Good to have you here. You're a D1 as well. So now Tamika Upton with a kick through, it comes off Olivia Koenig, and they're going to say that that was played at. I think, yeah, Olivia Koenig can't believe it. But here come the Newcastle Knights. Cut out ball out for Shanice Parker in the centre. And they're going to rule a penalty against the Sydney Roosters. These are the championship sets. These are the chances that the Newcastle Knights have to be taking advantage of. Arlo, I just watched the start of your first bit. It's not that bad. The music is too loud. The lighting is terrible. I have such a monotonous voice in it. Yeah, I had a long way to go. But thank you. As the Knights, Taylor Predabod tries to get over. Not quite there, though. Roosters defense standing strong. Hannah Southwell, the former Sydney Rooster, getting back on the inside there, but still though. Olivia Higgins, also another Rooster, former Rooster, I believe. Predabon goes herself, nearly. Now out to Roach. Upton on her outside. Upton goes herself on the floor. She's pushing forward, I'll tell you what, but she's on her back. One more tackle here. Buggy says grow a handle, but I assure you I am not capable of that. I cannot. This is the limit of what it is. So Upton playing the ball. We're going to see a big kick here from Southwell. No, we're going to see a little grubber through, and that's going to go dead as well. She's going to be livid with herself, Jessie Southwell. She's protesting something or other. Danny, my friend's related to a New South Wales Cup player. Goofy, 10 cases get a got here then. I don't know what that is. Isn't he a music artist? Goofy Eddie, your first video has 17k views. Yeah, there's a reason why. I used Justin Olam in the thumbnail, right? And it was just because I was using like new signings for all the teams. So I just used Olam. But turns out whenever you use Justin Olam in the thumbnail of a video, the entire country of Papua New Guinea watches it. So like 97% of the people that viewed that video were Papua New Guineans. And you look in the comments of that video and it's all like love from PNG, support from PNG, go Tiger PNG, all this stuff. So yeah. Arlo, your first vid is Tigers Tigers with fave team confirmed. I did it in reverse ladder order from the 2023 season, so that was why. So Krishna says Dylan Brown's my uncle, James Fisher is my cousin, and you said James Tedesco is your cousin before. I didn't know all these men are related. That's certainly interesting. Goofy, it's bro, your first vid's better than any of my vids. It's all. I mean, look, I don't know how old you are. Right? I'm 21 years old. This is actually not the first YouTube channel that I've had. I technically had another YouTube channel way back in the day, and of course you're all going to ask about it, and it is top secret, and I'm not going to tell you. But anyway, yeah, I've previously had a channel, so I've got a little bit of experience in making videos. Nothing like this. It was nowhere near the commitment levels that I have to the Leaguie, and it wasn't an NRL thing at all. But I've got a bit of experience, so. Past no beard, yes. Danny, 10K's when he's confirms he's a Tigers fan. We'll see. Caleb, after this I'll watch the oldest video. Well, sure. I guess I'll take it. I guess I'm happy. Buggy, Leaguie, I've been here since your origin period video. Yeah, that was a good one. I hope you liked it. Sure, buddy, sure. Yeah, that's good. You've been here a long time. That's cool. Thank you. Buggy, I think most PNG fans are Tigers fans because of Olam. 100%. Yep, that's absolutely true. Goofy Edits is 206 years old next year. Fair enough. Okay, so you are a little bit more experienced than me. Krishan, Leaguie, we are not friends. What do you mean we're not friends? What do you mean? Caleb wants to know when the secret channel is not. It wouldn't be a very secret channel if I just told you. Goofy Edits, if you get donated, can you watch your old videos live on this stream? Geez, that's a question. No, I don't think I would sell myself out like that. It's they're not the greatest content videos. Let's put it that way. And Buggy is only 3 months old. Wow, so we've got a 206-year-old and a 3-month-old. That's pretty crazy. So, ball goes out nearly over the sideline. Bridie Parker manages to keep that one in. And hits it hard. Heading back up to the 30-meter line. Okay, it doesn't have to be secret. Nice. Secret. Tiger, I've been here since LTW round 2. Really? I thought you were actually here for longer. It feels like you've been around since ages, but yeah, LTW. Unfortunately, like I used to have so much fun doing that, but yeah, there just wasn't demand for it, which kind of makes sense. People are more interested in previews than reviews, so. What about on this channel? Nah, it's all secret. It's all secret. Caleb's infinite years old. Wow, you must have some real wisdom. Give us some life advice. Buggy, just whisper me your team. I won't tell. Okay. Everyone else, put your fingers in your ears. This one is just for Buggy. Okay, no one else listen. Hey, Buggy. Okay, I go for the Amsterdam Cobras. That's my team. Okay, everyone else, you can take your hands out your ears now. Secret revealed. Only me and Buggy know. No one else knows. So Newcastle now spreading the ball from their own end. On only the first. Could be as soon as you go for it. Nah, it's a top secret, can't say. Although I heard that I cheated. Danny, what did he say? Danny, did you actually not listen? You know what? I really respect that. That's really cool. That you would you'd obey that play ball on that. Nah, Amsterdam Cobras. But Caleb, that's shocking. That's shocking. Can't believe that you'd listen through like that. You're all unworthy. So Jesse Southwell puts the ball up on the last very up and down kick and caught by Jocelyn Kelleher. Same thing with the Brisbane game, as I mentioned earlier. The time's just ticking down. 13 minutes to go. Yes, as Buggy's correct. Goofy, I obey you. I'm sorry. Okay, let's not start calling me father. We're getting into some very awkward areas if we get there. I'm not asking for anyone to obey me. If I don't even ask my audience to like and subscribe, I'm certainly not going to say that I want to be obeyed. Caleb, still getting mod? Yes, absolutely you are. Just after the stream. Buggy, crazier things have happened. Pete, at Amsterdam Cobras did that team cameo on a video essay on the North Sydney Bears. Yeah, when I made, yes, that they were in that video. When I made the video on the Bears being introduced as the next team, I said it brings the end of the Amsterdam Cobras NRL ambitions, because the Cobras wear red and black. So, yeah. So only the second tackle. Roosters in attack. If they score here, it's very much done. And it's the same play as before. Bremner back on the inside. Can't quite get through. Guys, everyone asking for mods. I can't make everyone a mod. And as I said, it doesn't change anything. It just, like, you're going to have a slightly different username. But yeah, look, there's a handful of people who have, like, been in the streams for a very, very long time, so I can reward that. But yeah, it devalues it, I guess, if I make everyone one. Look, I'm acoustic. That's a prerequisite to be one of my mods. You have to be a little acoustic. Tiger Walker, Leaguie, you broke our friendship. You said that Dylan Brown's my cousin. Sorry, it was your uncle. My bad, bro. We're still friends. It's hard for me to remember everyone. I'm sorry. Same. Everyone's like, same. I'm convinced I have ADHD. Last tackle for Newcastle, only on their 40. They have to be trying things now. They have to be, I was going to say running it on the last, and they do, and the ball's just going to go over the sideline. The winger was not in position there at all. They're getting to desperation stakes now. They're going to challenge it, and they might as well. But if I'm honest, I don't think I saw a touch there. He broke up friendship. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. If it was uncle and not cousin, my bad. My bad. Like, I didn't... I just forgot. Goofy says, Leaguie, help me. With what? What should I help you with? Caleb, why I think that is because I cannot go without making a noise for more than like 10 seconds. I tell you what, you'd make a pretty good Twitch streamer then. Or YouTube streamer, live streamer. Because we have to talk all the bloody time. JRP, the term mod sounds like code for ladies at Buzz Rothfield share on the 20th and 19th team meeting the entering the NRL. Mod? I mean, obviously it's short for moderator, but it used to be a cultural thing. Mods and rockers back out in the 50s and 60s. Successful, it's going to be a penalty to the Newcastle Knights. Danny says, Leaguie, who's my uncle? Do you remember? Oh, Jesus. Don't tell me. I think we've seen mention of James Fisher Harris, but I don't think that was you. I'm sorry, I don't remember. Look, I am very, very good. I'm very good at remembering what team people support. And like Danny, I know you're a Tigers fan, but specific details about people, I just struggle. For some reason, I will always remember what team you support. There's this guy, right, goes to my uni. I barely know him. I spoke to him 2 or 3 times. And at times I struggle to remember his name, but I'm like, oh yeah, he's a Rabbitohs supporter. So that's the way my brain works. Buggy says, Leaguie, this is an emergency. You must say the team you support or the world will end. I've told you the team I support. I told you individually the team I support. What more can you ask for? Tiger Walker, Leaguie has negative riz. Why? What is... What did I do to deserve that? Across... And Newcastle will get over. Newcastle will get over, and there's a glimmer of hope for the Newcastle Knights. Tamika Upton going short. Finds her back rower for her first NRLW try. And the Knights are up and about. Oh, oops, I'm a bit premature there. It's not 24-10, it's 24-8. Goofy edits, I have Rizzy. Yeah, okay, cool. Not sure what I can help you with there. Caleb, Leaguie IQ reveal before GTA 6. I mean, I like to think the IQ's out there. Krishan, Leaguie, are we friends now? Of course we are friends. Oh, Danny, Sam, yes, of course, sorry, Sam Walker. You literally just mentioned that. I really should have got that. Yeah, my bad. Tiger Walker, his last name is the same as mine. Yeah, Sam Walker, yeah. Daniel, Sam, Samantha, try. Here comes the comeback. Go Knights, 3 more tries. And that ball is over, so I'm changing it back now to 24-10. Yeah, no, that I definitely should have got Sam Walker there. Should have remembered that. JRP, we need the bunker to review the amount of people related to an NRL player in the chat. Yeah, I mean, I obviously trust you guys, but at times it makes me a little bit skeptical. Like when some people come in and like, oh yeah, no, I'm actually, my brother is Nathan Cleary, and my sister is Jess Surges, and I'm actually Craig Bellamy's uncle. So yeah, I'm not saying I don't believe you guys, but some people. Goofy edits, how to pizza, very easy. Be Italian, make dough, make tomato sauce, make meat. Voila. Caleb, how to burger, very easy. Actually, you know what, everywhere makes burgers. Bread, meat, lettuce, tomato, eat. Sauce, nice. Tiger Walker, Sam should change his first name to Tiger and his last name to Walker. Are you just a Sam Walker alt account? Is that what's going on here? Jordan says, Leaguie, what should I have for dinner? Yeah, pizza. You know what? I agree with Goofy. Let's have some pizza. We've been talking about pizza here, so... Go ahead. Nova, Craig Bellamy is my mother. Now, that one I believe. That seems realistic. Wayne Bennett is my dad. Caleb, my dad is related very loosely to Mackenzie Wheel in the NRLW. See, that has the ring of truth, of course. Danny Unk, that you? Unk is Tiger Walker. And... the Knights draw a penalty and things are going their way now. If they score the next points, the Sydney Roosters are going to be very, very nervy. This is by far the most important set in this game. Knights go out to Hannah Southwell and absolutely smash there. Millie Elliott, they get up and around her. That's one of the biggest tackles of the season in this NRLW competition. Arlo is Wayne Bennett's grandfather. Don't doubt that whatsoever, my friend. That's a shame because your grandson Wayne, I don't think is very popular in Newcastle anymore. League is my step uncle, of course, Caleb. Yeah, bro, we're like that. Goofy Edits says, Leaguie, my mum told me very important news. What's this very important news? Tiger's getting up and about with the Newcastle Knights. Here's Kevin Walters' mother. NRL Edits, I'm back. I only keep missing shots. I only make a bit. That's I'm sorry that you're missing shots. But, you know, practice makes perfect. I'm sure you can make more than me. I'm terrible at basketball. Buggy, huge 6 minutes now. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a lot more... I guess, confident that the Roosters win this game now after that attacking set didn't quite work. Like, if Newcastle had scored there, it would have been on. Caleb says he's Madge Maguire's great-grandmother. We're getting silly here. Boys and girls. JRP and Leaguie, you're related to Max Verstappen, of course I am. No, I mean, I might actually be Max Verstappen. I just have a rugby league interest. As Newcastle now knock it on, and that's got to be any last little hope that they might win this game gone. You'd think that Newcastle have got to put in a challenge. They've got the challenge. By the way, on my screen, I've moved chat from like the bottom corner of my screen, which is where I'm looking now, to the top left opposite corner, which is a lot closer to the camera. That seems a lot better. It's probably bad that I've waited until there's 5 minutes to go in the second game of the day to do that, but regardless. Buggy says one more try and it could be on. Yeah, I mean, they've got to do it quick, and knocking on like that is not the way. NRL Edits, the women's Roosters are better than the men's Roosters. The women's Roosters are very good, to be fair. Goofy Edits is Sam Walker's brother and Jack Cogger's grandfather. My God. There we go. The Bombers, when's the Pacific Champs? It'll be, I think we've got the grand final and then a week's break. And then the Pacific Championships. Just to allow the players who play the grand final and will line up in the Pacific Championships to have a week off. So offload, Keely Davis just goes to ground, and you'll probably see the Roosters just kind of wearing down the clock on this play, I would expect. 18 October is Pacific Championship, there we go. Caleb is Tom Dearden's sister. I mean, fun fact, I'm Payne Haas's dog. So, there you go, I think I win, personally. So played on the fourth tackle, goes across to find Davison. Tackled. Now one more. Can the Roosters put the cherry on top? Little kick through. Played at. And they're going to say a knock on. I tell you what, I thought it was off the legs of the Newcastle Knights. But they're not going to challenge it. Just yet. Goofy Edits, I miss watching the Dogs play. Oh no, they will challenge. Yeah, I didn't think that this came off hands. Oh, maybe they're in the second attempt. Caleb is Latu Finu's pet rock. You know what? Fair enough. Tiger is Marco Robbie's great grandson. And Luke Brooks' fish. Nick Meaney is the cousin. And finally, on the third attempt, unsuccessful challenge for Newcastle. Goofy ate Nick Meaney's fish? No. No. What did Nick Meaney's fish deserve that? JRP, I mean, if Rick Astley's promoting Wigan in Vegas, And Leaguie could ask his cousin Max Verstappen to promote NRL/SL in Vegas. Look, Max. Max doesn't like really doing favors for people. He's a busy man. He's obviously, you know, right now with the way the Formula One Drivers' Championship is, he's concerned about Lando Norris catching up. He's got bigger things to do. And Taryn Aiken goes to a bit of field goal practice, and she gets it, and it's going to be a 15-point lead now for the Sydney Roosters. And got to update that scoreboard. This is why I didn't move the chat to that side of the screen originally. It's a little harder. 25-10. Who thought that was on the bingo card? Goofy edits, bro. We talk about some weird ass things in my watch along live streams. Brick flavored ice cream has got to be up there, but eating Nick Meaney's fish because it came out of the mouth into the fishbowl and that's why it survived. What guys? What are we doing? What are we doing, fellas? What are you chatting about, man? What is this? I think you've broken me. It's been a long day. We've had 2 games. What is this, fellas? Allah's the dust on Julius Caesar's floor. My Jesus. Luke Keary is Goofy Editor's best friend. Caleb's JEWH's brother, sister's auntie. Tiger's literally Lockie Galvin's arm. JR Pete with an actual relevant comment. East versus Cronulla NRLW Grand Final. Yeah, and actually that's interesting because if the 2 men's prelims had gone the other way, it would be an East Cronulla NRL Grand Final. Could you imagine if they had gone the other way and you'd had the same Grand Final for NRLW and NRL? Kick from Upton goes straight into the hands of Keely Davis, and I think there was high contact there. There was. Davis was not happy about that, as you see Tamika apologise. Yeah. Buggy says, what did I do? No, I think when Nova says it was buggy, it's like the stream was a bit janky for a moment there. I can see the confusion though. Anyway, says Lucky Galvin looks at you, League. You reckon? See, I don't think I look like anyone, but I'd love to know if you guys think I particularly look like anyone. I don't see the resemblance between me and Galvin particularly, but yeah, what are your thoughts? Puggy might get eliminated from Dally M contention, Tamika. Well, that's an interesting point. I mean, I read the fine print when I was making the Dally M video, and it said if they sit out more than 2 games suspended, technically you'd say that that Tamika hasn't sat out more than 2 games suspended for that. Tiger is the League's dad's uncle's dog's fish's cat that died last week. Oh, I remember that cat dying. That was tragic. GRP East looks favourites to get the flag. That's some AFL terminology from you there, Pete. We don't have flags here. We have get the premiership, win the comp. That's NRL though. That's NRL talk. But yes, I would have to say. I mean, Cronulla were really impressive. Don't get me wrong; they were very impressive against Brisbane. But to me, I think Roosters and Broncos have been the 2 standout teams all year. And earlier this season, the Roosters absolutely smacked the Sharks. So that'll be a talking point heading into this grand final for sure. Goofy edits. I can't even read out what you said there about Luai. That's just, there's too many bests there. Because you look nothing like Galvin. Yeah, I certainly don't see it so much. Caleb's eating air. Doggy says, but she did it in the season. Panthers will win the trophy. And we've had a try there. That's a good old-fashioned rugby league try there from Abigail Roach. I think the Roosters well and truly, not Abigail Roach, Olivia Higgins. Roosters well and truly clocked off, and it's going to be probably the most depressed conversion that we've ever seen because the game is over. But that's a decent old try there from the hooker on the quick tap. Tiger Walker, bro, what on earth? That pizza comment. Are you... Bruv. NRLs maybe look like Manu. I think Joseph Manu is the best looking player in the NRL, so I'll 100% take that praise. But But see, the thing is, no matter who you say, I'm just going to be like, yeah, I don't see it, because like, I don't really think I look like anyone. And I've thought about this. I've thought about it. But anyway. Goofy, I have 20 other YouTube accounts. Cool. That seems like it would have taken a very long time. Excuse me. So Southwell puts it over 25-16, and we've got our grand final. The Sydney Roosters rejoice. The prelim final hoodoo is off their back. They finally make it through to a GF for the first time since they won, actually. And we'll have the Sharks and the Roosters. Goofy Edit says you look like Paul Alamotti. Now that's one I see the comparison there for sure. I often actually end up in the streets and people say, "Oh, Paul, can I get a photo?" And I'm like, "Bruv, I'm not Paul Alamotti." Nova says Suoliti looks better than Manu. Ooh, that's bold. I see where you're coming from. Suoliti's a good-looking man, but nah, to me it is Manu. And geez, those Roosters. These are the scenes we love to see. They're so genuinely happy. It's cool stuff. It's cool stuff. Arlo, I am the Cleary's friend's toast cat's fish that got a mouse. And I edits things. I think you look like Paul Alamotti. I back it. Arlo, the losers of the men's prelim final are in the women's final. Yeah, I mentioned that. Could you imagine if it had gone like the other way around? The men's prelims, and you'd have the same final for both the men and the women. That would have been kind of cool. Tiger says I look like Suliasi Vunivalu. Absolutely, for sure, no doubt. Okay, how to sushi. Not sure how to sushi. Okay, so it's 5:55. It's been a long stream. We've been going since, what was it, 2 o'clock? Jesus Christ, I've been streaming for bloody hours. So Pete says you look like a Liam Verstappen. I was nearly, I think, have you mentioned that before? Because I feel like I've said this before. I was nearly named Liam, but then my cousin was named Liam, and he was born like a month before me. So, it's hi silly. It was a fun stream, Leaguie. Goofy says good night. I appreciate the memes. Yes, I do appreciate the memes. Yeah, I was gonna say I'll hang around until 6. I'll end the stream at 6. Just so we can sit around and have a little chat between now and then. But my days, I need a break. I need to go and like just bang my head against the wall for a bit, eat some food, get some sustenance in me. So yeah, but Buggy, see you later. Yeah, those were 2 very good games. For some of you said, at least one in particular said it was your first NRLW game. And I'll tell you what, I hope you're impressed. Because we saw 2 pretty high quality games today. It was good stuff from the teams involved. Both the winners and the losers, I think, have the right to be very proud. So yeah. Yeah, he says, yes, you did, League. Yeah, there we go, yeah. He says, see you later. JP, when's your next stream? Not sure. I can't do the grand final because I'll be there, but it'll be for the Pacific Championships, pending how I go with exam preparation, but I'll certainly try to prepare for the exam as well, and then stream the Pacific Championships as much as possible. Krishan League, can't wait to watch both the grand finals on next week's Sunday. Yes. Well, of course, if you see me, I'll be wearing this. Come say hi, for sure. Oh, sorry, yes, Dally M, of course. I am streaming the Dally M. That's when my next stream is. I was thinking next, like, watch-along stream. But yes, I will stream the Dally M. Love you guys reminding me when my next stream is, but you're completely correct. It will be the Dally M. So Wednesday, Dally M watch-along live stream. I'll get designing a thumbnail for that once this stream ends. Tiger, enjoy your mustard ice cream for dessert. I promise you, that's no. Goofy has become a streaker. That is something you do not want to see. You do not want to see that. I absolutely promise you. Kayla says you look like Harlem Lukey. I mean, if I had shorter hair, maybe a bit more of a chiseled face. So who do you guys think, just before we go, who do you guys tip to win this grand final? Sharks or Roosters? I'll ask you, okay, who do you want to win and who do you think will win? Because those are 2 very different questions. Goofy edits, you look like Sunia Taruva. Yes, no, me and Taruva are pretty much inseparable. You're like Barack Obama. Goofy Edit says, Manly, I think you've kind of missed the point of the question. Arla says, Sharkies. Thanks for Sharkies. Krishan, there's no more NRL and NRLW games because next week Sunday's the grand final. Well, we get the NRL and NRLW grand final if you count that. Caleb wants the Roosters and thinks it will be the Roosters. NRL Edits thinks Roosters to win, and I think Roosters win. Oh, okay, and yes, Nova saying Sharks and Melbourne for NRL. JRP, want Melbourne to win and could win. Yeah, I meant for NRLW, but of course, yeah, you can say for NRL as well. Tiger wants and thinks that the Sharks will win. Roosters and Storm. Yeah, I would have to say, I mean, I won't say who I want to win, but I will say I think that the Roosters should be favourites for the grand final. I would expect them that they will win. And in terms of the NRL grand final, yeah, if Nelson's not playing out, we've got to back Penrith. But a part of me, because I've predicted every game correct so far in this final series, a part of me very much wants Melbourne to win so that I can keep my 100% finals predictions alive. But yes, okay, well, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for all hanging out. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks for your support over the course of the whole season. I hope to see as many of you here for the Dally M's, where we can, yeah, hopefully have a good time on Rugby League's Night of Nights. I'm just gonna wait until it hits 6 o'clock. Here we go. Okay, thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out, and I will see you later.